Well, hello, family. Welcome to another episode of
Reegal Sisters Podcast.
Well, we're down to tonight. Paris and Trina couldn't be here. So you have me, Niesha, Brittney, and Tiffany.
David Ruffin. She could have let me say my own name. What's up, y'all? You know Brittney is in the building.
All right. So the show must go on. Tonight's topic is going to be growing up in a large family. Who wants to start?
I can start. Okay, so for those who do know us, you would know that we actually have a really big family. We have a really big family, and or I can say we have a real big immediate family too. Things have changed since then, but we really do have a really big family.
We do.
And I would say, growing up in a big family has its pros and cons. We are close. I can just say that we are actually like a close family, but at the same time we are so different. We are, or how can I say, the immediate ones are really close. It's hard to describe this, honestly.
I think we are similar. We have the same values, the same morals, but personality wise, of course, that's everybody's an individual. And I think also our idea of certain things, that's where the line kind of draws, but we always meet somewhere in the middle. It's not like, we're so different that it makes us spread out and nobody can get along. I thank God for that, knock on wood, because there are some families who cannot get along because they're too different, or they just decided,
We do have some of that.
Yeah, well, we do, but
every family got their problems.
Exactly. Every family has their problems, but on the surface, like at our core, we are a great, tight-knit family.
At least we try to be.
We do try to be. We get on each other's nerves sometimes.
A lot.
There's some arguing. There's some.
Are we talking about our censor? Like our.
Well, I mean.
Or are we talking about?
I guess right now, we are talking about our immediate. We could branch out to.
Yeah, later. But our immediate, but we do love each other. Y'all stress me out a lot, but I love y'all.
She's the last one that didn't say anything about being stressed out. That's
the last one.
Yeah, I would call us a close, family, however so, and we are very different. I think we all just said that like 9 times, but we are very, very different.
Very different, and some of us do not listen because, y'all, I have told Tiffany 6 times, if not more, to put that phone down because Tiffany has very bad ADHD.
No!
You think we got it. Tiffany has it bad. It's like...
attention span is terrible.
First of all, I don't got ADHD.
It's okay because we all got it, but you got it bad.
No, we do not all have it.
Like, stop doing it.
Stop doing what?
You
always diagnosing everybody. You see what I mean? We are a very close family. They agree that we are similar in some things, but other things they have a hard time accepting.
Oh my God.
Like is a word, but I would not say this word on this live.
No, but seriously, we come from a family where it's very diverse. I will say that we got a lot of diversity.
Especially with all of us, because we grew up around a lot of girls.
A lot of girls. That's the main point.
Now you need to say, first of all, it was nothing but girls.
There are a lot of girls in this generation. Now the next generation, because they've started having children, it's more boys than girls. But that's not the way that we grew up. So. Growing up with a lot of girls, it was fun at times, but for me, because I was the oldest, I think it was more stressful.
So growing up with, especially in our family, because it was mostly all girls, it made me really aware of all the different attitudes that a female got. I always said growing up, when people ask me, how was it living with girls, I was I learned a lot of different attitudes. And I became used to it. So it was one thing that I always for me, a female doing catty stuff, I was like, baby, a female doing catty stuff growing up, oh, that don't bother me. You haven't lived in my house yet. You don't understand. Little stuff that females did or even so, I was like, man, you have yet to experience, I feel like,
sibling rivalry.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Arguments all the time.
All the time. Me and Trinity used to fight like cats and dogs. Now you can't tell me nothing about her. That's my dog, my man, 100 grand.
Mm-hmm.
But back then, we would scratch each other's eyes out. And then you got Brittney coming along. Brittney started getting smart in the mouth. You know, I used to have to take her behind the building and show her who was the boss.
And she is lying.
And it was
okay?
just like...
She's lying.
It was so much, you know? I remember that one time Brittney sprayed Lysol in my eye.
Nike.
Like, I didn't understand it. But this is the stuff that I had to deal with.
Oh,
you know, it was so many children.
I would say, growing up with a big family, I would say, you know, because we grew up with nothing but women in our family. And being in a household, whether we was in New Jersey or South Carolina, it was still just a bunch of women for us. I would say when it came down to that, when it came down to, you know, you have your friendships and everything else like that, it just made you not need validation from outsiders. Like, you can just, you know, go to your family to talk about things. Like me now, as an adult, I don't care to call an outsider. Whether it's my friend list is very, very short right now. The cutoff was strong, but I don't call, you know, people that I once called friends or something like that. As far as I don't have anything I need to vent or anything, I call my sisters. Like, I don't look for friends. Honestly, when it comes down to other friends and stuff, I don't look for any of that outside. It just made you have a strong, you know, relationship with your family.
Now that is one thing for me I can say was a blessing growing up with sisters. I am glad to say I was honored, and I basically, you know, was born to and grew up to have, you know, I was born with my best friends. Does that make sense? I was blessed with best friends, you know?
And
not everybody is able to have that. Like, and I appreciate that. I am very grateful for that, because even if with our age difference, like, you know, growing up, me and Nate, you know, we were always around it, but she was always like my big sister I looked up to or whatever. Even Trina and, you know, Brittney. But like, where we are now is just like, it's great. I can go to my sisters about anything. Like, I don't need outside people. Like, it's good to have friends, because not to say I don't, you know, talk to people outside of my family, but when you just got that security of the people that you're closest with, it's a blessing.
And not everybody have that security. Like, sometimes, like our mother, we're talking to her, or if I'm talking to her about something, she'll think like, oh, you know, well, it's family. And I would have to tell her, like, you know, Mom, just because we were blessed to actually, you know, and be raised, and, you know, the way that we were raised, and to have the relations that we have, our sisters, not everybody has that.
Not everybody has that.
And not everybody's going to be forgiving and understanding and everything. Everybody does not have that or come from that type of background that we come from. So we are really, really lucky, because not to say that, because we have our problems too. We have our, you know, disagreements, everything. We sisters and we women. We go through our stuff too. We're not perfect. But, you know, at some point we always find our way back to each other, whether it's through a small conversation or you know, we just let stuff flow off. You know, even though you do have to talk about problems and resolve those, you have to resolve issues, because you can't just let stuff die off. But, you know, we were actually really blessed to actually have our relationship in where it's easy to mend things.
I think, you know, honestly, when it boils down to it, growing up in a large family, let's say I fall out with Brittney, or I fall out with Tiffany, I still got 1,000 more of them to talk to, you know. And we don't, like she said, we don't really do that. Sometimes we do have our little minor disagreements, or we get aggravated or irritated, but who doesn't? We're human.
Right.
But there is in no world and on no planet would I believe that, you know, me and my sister's going to be out here walking past each other like we don't know each other, or, you know, that mad that we don't talk to each other. We don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just comes
I couldn't see us.
Good parenting, you know.
I couldn't see us doing that. It'd be crazy. And you got people who do it.
Yeah, without a problem.
I promise
without
you.
a thought. You know?
I know some people who don't deal with their siblings like that at all. Like, and you know what? And we speaking right now when it comes down to just about us and our siblings, but we have our aunts in New Jersey and our family in it, because we're in South Carolina. The rest of them are in New Jersey, and you know, we don't talk to them every day. We don't see them, but we know where we stand when it comes down to our family.
Right.
And our grandmother raised us, my grandmother and my mom raised us all pretty strong, before she died and stuff. So it's like when we go back home, we just get connected like we haven't seen each other. Even if we haven't seen each other in a while, we just jump back in the family role all over again. Even things can be even better than what it is.
But let's be real, life be lifing, Time and distance, it doesn't change the love. It just, I can't talk to you every day, you can't talk to me every day. You got feelings, you got depression, you got all kinds of stuff is a factor into why people, or simply because, as long as I know you're alive and I know you well, I don't have to speak to you every day. Because I know you out here leading your own life and I'm leading mine, but when we get together, you'll never know that we've been separated for months, Recently, our aunt, she just had breast cancer. And, like I said, we were always close before. But after that experience, I drove myself to New Jersey and I was supposed to be there 2 weeks. I ended up there over a month. I was going through a transition and everything. And, it just so happened that it worked out to where I was able to stay with her. But she and I gained such a closer relationship, It made me see the preciousness of life. Like, life is fleeting. So, I love you. If I don't say it every day, if I don't talk to you guys every day, but that right there is, I think you make a choice to keep your relationship strong.
It's definitely, because it takes more than one person. And going back to what Nike just said about our aunt, because Niesha, her, they more are closer in age.
Love you, Auntie.
Love you, Auntie Keisha. I'm more closer in age versus me. We was little. Me and Tiffany was way smaller and way younger. So it's like, our auntie, growing up, she was in, she was living her great years. She was grown in her 20s and her 30s and, living her best life. And so we were kids. So it's like, after, love my aunt all the time, but the relationship that when we were small, when we were younger, I always, that was the big auntie who you see, you want to be like, and everything else like that. And then, you get older. And like I said, they live in New Jersey, so we don't see them all the time. So as much as my sister probably talked to my aunt, I may have not talked to my aunt as much. But after my aunt got sick, it just really made you, and she's doing great, by the way.
She's doing amazing.
She's doing amazing. And it just make you really, really want to get closer with your family, because now if we haven't, now we're planning more family trips, and which should have been already done a long time ago, because my grandmother would have slapped us had she not known we would not have.
It never would have went down like that.
It would have never went down like that. So we visit each other more, whether we go up and they come down here, we go up there. So it just made you really, really want to open up to enjoy your family more, because life is definitely short.
It is short, and I also believe that it's never too late to form a relationship with people. Like, I'm more so the type that I'm a little more friendly than my sisters. I will say that I'm a little more outgoing socially. They're a little more leery.
Nike was telling me about myself today.
Yeah.
And Brittney even talked more to people than I do. So
I do. See,
that's true.
I do talk more than, because Tiffany will listen. They say that I'm the one to be looking at people like, but you know what? I will give you. I might look at you crazy a little bit. Or I might not say too much, but I will communicate and say hello and give you that chance. I will, take a chance at speaking, a little more and be a little more open. Tiffany?
I think Tiffany will if Tiffany is with us.
Yeah, if it's all of us, she would.
But she's not gonna go out of her way to
to know.
No, she's not gonna do that.
I'm trying to find a great movie to describe her, but I can't at the moment.
Beloved.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna hold that back.
You're all right. Our grandmother was the type that, while she was here, she wanted us to know our family. So she would drag us to family houses. She would go places, and she wanted to be around everybody, and everybody knew Aunt Vic to be the one that leave it to Aunt Vic. We having a function. I don't care if it was a wedding, a funeral, whatever it is. She gonna get up and she gonna make a speech, and it that really that legacy passed on to our mother. And our mother, we're a little less tolerant of it now because we're older.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want to.
We be looking at her crazy.
We do sometimes, but she's just like our grandmother.
She is. We be looking at her crazy. We gonna lie. I be looking at her crazy. I be like, no, Bree. But at the same time, it's like, well, okay. But my mom is, man, listen. She turned into my grandmother all the way.
Did. And when she loves you, she loves you
and
genuinely.
She gonna play for family.
The ones that need to be worked on is her daughters. Okay, we're not that bad because we do enjoy being around family, but
we don't always branch out.
Yeah, we are. Believe it or not, we are a little 50% anti. I was about to say 70%.
It's about 65.
It's about 65. We're a little anti.
90.
If
Why
it's
y'all
not within this bubble sometimes, we be like, huh.
And I promise you, it's not because we think we're better or we think that, you know, it is what it is. It's just the fact that people just... in recent years, people have just been people, and I don't understand it.
That's it, like, because you know what? At the end of the day, things that you know, okay, you always have your good and your bad with your family. So we've talked about some great things, and then you have the bad with it. It's like, you know, even though at the end of the day you are family, within the last few years, or not even just say few, within some years, some things have changed, and it's like sometimes people expect so much from you, but they don't give as much as they expect. And it's like, well, what do you expect from me? You don't call me. You don't call me.
And it's no love lost. Like, it's no love lost. I'm just not going to go out of my way to do more than you are willing to do. Why is that a commandment on us? Like, why is it not reciprocated? You want me to think about you, why you're not thinking about me? You know, in those moments when you are thinking about me, instead of talking about me, pick up the phone and call. See how I'm doing.
You see the show called Reegal, but it's also called Reegal. Sometimes I think that people expect so much from us.
They do.
And I just be looking, like my sisters will tell me all the time, Brittney, listen, I'm a very blunt person. So I just be looking like, well, what do you expect for us to do? Like, it's only but so much that we're gonna give. Like Nike said, you know, it's no love lost, but at the same time, no.
And at the same time, on the flip side of that, y'all cut us off just as much.
That's it. That's exactly it.
Come on now. You know, but we're talking about growing up in a large family. We're not talking about, you know, the extended family, but sometimes it had to be said because at one point or another, so many of the extended family has lived with us. They have, you know, been with us, you know, and then it's just nothing. So, I mean, growing up in a big family, like you said, it just teaches you to be okay with not having that validation and that outside force and them outside influences, you know. That's just what it is. And, you know, our mother, like I said, she is so forgiving. Us, not so much.
Yeah, that's something big in our family. Yeah. Our mom is very forgiving. And you look at her daughters. And
I think it's no gray areas. It's black and white with the daughters. But as far as the mother, is red, black, purple, green, blue. I promise you, she'll love you all around. She'll love you, and she loves you genuinely. And y'all don't always return that to her.
Yep. But you know, that's why she has daughters like us. Because when it comes down to in ballers, baby puts our foot down.
And will.
Period.
And put it in your...
That's the period. Like, we ain't trying to threaten you or nothing like that. But yeah, when they come down, she's so loving and she's so forgiving. It annoys me sometimes. Yeah. But it's you know, and it's like she doesn't, I feel like as much as she has given to people, whether they came and stayed with us, when they with us, whether it's, you know, her helping out, raised them, everything else, she doesn't get that energy back.
And she don't complain about it.
It may hurt her. She don't say too much, but as her daughters, we can see it.
Right. And I think that's more too a reason why we have retreated in our own bubble, because life has kicked our behind.
That's it.
It's kicked us in the heart, kicked us in the behind, you know. Yeah. And it makes you think, like, what is the problem? So I mean, I think when God gave us a big family, He knew what He was doing, because we'd be some lonely souls.
That's it. Like, that is a very good point to make. As far as us giving us a big family, because outside of our family, like, you know, our immediate, we really have a big family. But when it comes down to our immediate, we really have a big immediate family. And when it comes down to us, we worry about us the most. You know, just as you would too. But, and like she said, it's no love lost. But at the end of the day, we gonna defend ours. We gonna have ours. You know, have our mother back, everything.
And I just be watching, like, when stuff happens or when stuff gets celebrated or it's a big gathering or something, or we're in the spotlight, how people then want to pop up and be in that spotlight too, or act like they was there all along. And sometimes it blows me.
Yeah, that's true.
It really, really does.
Mhm.
Don't be here to benefit off of what you can get.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't even mean for this to take this direction, but I mean,
Sometimes it has to be
sometimes
said.
it has to be said.
Yeah,
Because families are not perfect, as y'all know. I'm pretty sure, you know, this is the lower end of the spectrum as far as drama is concerned. Because there's no drama. It's just the truth.
Yeah.
It's just how we feel.
But you know what? We should start like to ask some people some questions in regards to when it comes out to theirs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know, I would love to see it in the comment section, too. If you're listening out there, maybe give your opinion on it and how you feel. And maybe at some point we can branch out and ask some questions or maybe do a live one day or something, however we do it. Because I'm pretty sure we're not the only ones that feel this way. We're just putting it into words.
You know what? We're talking about, it's so many subjects that you can talk on when it comes down to the point of family. Like, because you have some family who are, and we have talked about something small about being hurt, but at the same time you have some people who come from a big family, but they have been hurt in so many ways that it's so deep.
Yes. Yeah. So that's why I said we on the lower end of the spectrum.
Yeah, like we have really been blessed to, not have to go through that so much. But you have some who have their family circle is like, I don't even want to say ruined. I'm not the correct word to say it, but they have been cut so deep. They have been hurt and everything else that it's like, they may not want to fix it.
They may not want to fix it.
Or they may want to fix it. Or
generational curses is stopping them from fixing it.
Oh gosh, that is definitely a topic. Generational curses, that is definitely a topic.
Yeah, we're not going to delve into that one because that's a good topic for another day.
That's
like,
definitely it.
That stuff goes through cycles too. Like, people pick up beef from one generation to the next and they keep it going. Of course, it looks different to us. It looks foreign to us because that's not what we do. You know what I mean? But looking at that, it's like, dang, like, thank God that ain't my experience, because who wants to live a life like that?
Right.
I had somebody tell me once, I think because somebody passed in their family or whatever we were talking about, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so sad, that's crazy, and they just looked at me and was like, you just be sensitive about a lot of stuff. Like, people gotta go. And I'm like, we were just raised two different ways.
Death hurts.
When I had to think about, like, whether I knew the person or not, I could say, like, oh, I could be emotional. I could have empathy towards a situation. And they were just like, oh, well, it just, and I'm like, and I said, I can't help the way that we were raised. I'm not sensitive, but at the same time, I think we were raised too different. I was raised around love, and some people were raised around survival.
Listen, okay.
So I understood in that moment, like, we were just two different people. Yes. But I was just like, I felt for that person because I was like, dang, you lost your so-and-so, and they was just sitting there like,
that's because the love wasn't there. But had the love been there, they would have felt. When it all boils down to it, growing up in a big family, it gives you a different perspective. Like, I was watching this podcast of this young lady yesterday, and she was talking about how she was the only child, and so being the only child, there are moments where she needs to, like, get away from everybody and just have that quiet time, because that's how she grew up. And so being around a whole lot of people, she's in college right now, so when she step out of her room, it's people in the shower, it's people in the hallway, and it's overwhelming to her. And I was like, well, dang, I'm just the opposite. I do like my quiet time, I do like my space, but that's just because there was always people around me. It was always kids running, or it was a house full of people, whether it was ours or other people that were staying with us. And it's just crazy how different families really round out to be the same thing. Like, nobody is that much different. You might have different reasoning, but it's the same thing.
That's true. That, first of all, that only child syndrome stuff is real. Okay, even though I'm not the only child. Listen, my brother was the only child for a little bit, for a while. And before her brother, she used to act like that. However, so that is so true. Like, about what you said, it was so many people always staying with us, or it just makes you, as of now, not to say, you don't want to look out for family or whatever, but man, H to the no. Like, I don't want a million people coming to stay with me, or if I know people, like I said, people have their hard time, and you never know when you need somebody. But if I need somebody, I'm going to my sisters. The way that, we did have a lot of people staying with us, listen, I'd rather my peace and quiet now. It'll just be me and my kids. I'm good on that one. That is so true.
We always had a house full, and it's like, now, most of those people, we're not even in contact with.
So true.
Like,
so true.
At one point, we walked every day together. and now it's nothing. Not all of them, of course,
but it's a lot of
but
them.
it's a majority. You know, I can't think of a time where it was just the family us that really supposed to be in the house. It was always somebody there.
I'm putting back on my ex on that one. He tried to. It's like when we lived together, I feel like every other month it was somebody in his family going to something that everybody wanted to come stay with us. I just look at him like, no, I don't want, no. Like, I understand that goes back to the point of Tiffany growing up differently. But you know, like at some point you're going to break it because no, like I swear I did not want that at all. I like it with just me and mine. I don't need all the people in my, no.
Yeah, I mean, those are the negatives, but on the positive, it was always somebody to play with, always somebody to talk to. We came up with songs, dances. Y'all know how it go.
I was never bored growing up.
Never.
And that was just about to be my thing. Like, I was going to ask you guys, you know, a question. What was, like, one of your best family memories growing up?
I would have to say it's a couple. It's a few for me, like, we always took a road trip somewhere. We were always traveling.
That's true.
Part of one of the reasons I love road trips now.
Yes.
Because growing up, they were like the best.
The best. And they were abundant. We did it all the time. I think also...
Stop that out for flying now.
Yeah, flying. Yeah, that driver gets a little... Our uncle passed away in 2021. Our mom's brother.
You're too far back.
It was 2021.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
It's 2023 now. It's 2024 now. He only been dead for like a year.
No, he died in 2021.
No, 22. Like he only been dead.
Editing Nike here. I should have quit while I was ahead. Now that the debate has been settled, he died in 2022. My apologies. Anywho, I was trying to say we drove from South Carolina to Boston.
Long trip.
Longest trip of my life.
Oh my
now
gosh.
flying is imperative because I flew for my first time and my last time to Jersey, and it took me 2 hours. I was in the air 2 hours and I was back there.
But it was amazing, right?
That's right. But I like seeing, like Uncle Sean, for instance. They're coming down here for Thanksgiving.
Can't wait.
Me too. He doesn't want to fly.
He wants to
He
drive.
wants to drive. They don't want to fly. They want to drive. They want to see the sights, and I get it because I like going new places too. I like seeing the sights, but I just feel like I have seen them sights
over and again, over and again.
Oh my God! And I came home. When I came home from New Jersey, I came home through the mountains, and I think that was only my second time going through those mountains. But baby, when I tell you, the time kept changing and it was stressing me out so bad.
Didn't it change? Didn't we go through the mountains when we came back from?
Yes, we did.
Oh my gosh, it was so stressful.
It was so stressful and the time kept changing and the roads is windy and I just ain't doing mountains no more. I will take straight 95. 12 hours, maybe 11 and a half. Get me there and get me back. But I said that to say that's why flying is better. Like if you got a crowd of people, it's different. You know, you got people to keep you awake, talk to you, entertain you. But I was by myself.
What about short trips? Like, okay, so we live in South Carolina, of course, and from here to Disney World, Orlando, that's like 6 hours. I could do a trip like that.
I can do that.
6 hours or less, I'm good on it. If it's 6 hours or more, I'm so, even though like she said, they said we love road trips, I am so over road trips. I mean, I could get in the car and ride to Jersey because we have done that so many times, but straight 95.
Yeah.
Like that trip to Boston was exhausting. Like we had a great time there, even though we went to bury our uncle. We there seeing our family and some people meeting family that we haven't seen in years. We had a really good time.
We did.
But it was that ride coming back. Oh my!
And then
gosh.
we stopped in Jersey for a few hours.
Yeah.
That was our mistake too. We love you, Jersey, but should have just went straight on. I mean,
because we stopped there for a few hours. It was
we
worse.
got to Virginia, it was so hard for me to stay awake.
It was.
And
it was terrible.
I suffer from gluteus media, so this is painful.
Oh, but
Girl, listen.
No, at all. My ass was hurting.
And then I did help Nike and Trina drive until the last 2 hours. I'm saying I want to have them too.
And you didn't help me and mommy at all when we came back from New Jersey.
When?
Or going.
When was I in the trip car with just you and your mother?
And me, you, and Tiffany, and went with mommy to Jersey.
I didn't want to drive anyway.
What do you mean you didn't want to drive? You know how long a trip that was?
Listen, if I could get by in a car without driving, I would be relaxed. Cause man,
And don't worry, the next time we get in that car, you're driving. You're starting off, as a matter of fact, because you always
this
get over.
is how you get out of driving. I'm just telling you about this again in the car and start drinking some.
And she have about a tequila, and guess what? She's gonna drive.
Man, listen,
Drunk or not.
That sounds like first accident on me.
Listen, I cannot. After a certain amount, I give it, and even worse, like I'm a good daytime driver. If it's daytime, I drive. When it start getting nighttime, oh my gosh, that's it.
Me and Trina told you good when we got on that turnpike. It was your turn.
Cause what part don't y'all get? I just lied, y'all. I lied so much just not to drive. I just lied and told them I was scared to drive. I wasn't scared to drive. I just didn't
tell the truth now, so we know next time you try to use them same excuses, we know it's a lie.
I'm gonna be scared again.
You can be scared, but you're gonna drive. You're gonna be like Sheila driving up that mountain and go meet Mike.
Listen, but then they try to be driving Jersey, y'all. I am 34 years old. If there's one place I do not drive, it's in New Jersey.
Well, I understand that. It could be intimidating.
They are.
Because I'll never drive in New York.
But listen, I definitely won't drive there. But you know what? They say, oh, if you drive in Miami or you driving people driving in Atlanta. I have driven in Atlanta. They drive crazy. But I could do Atlanta. Hell, I drove in Miami. And Miami is crazy. But they more wider.
Yeah.
You know, I could deal with that more. New Jersey driving, oh my God, they streets are so narrow.
So narrow.
It's just, and they drive insane.
And everybody
I can't
is
do it.
so mean.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they honk the horn so bad at you.
Cause I didn't even do nothing.
Like I'm just driving, I'm following the speed limit. They got pissed off at me.
Monique and Paris was in a car, and Monique must have been waiting too long to turn on the light. Girl, that car drove past us while honking a horn. We looked over. He was
And then, all right, my best friend in New Jersey, her name is Naja. Oh my gosh, y'all, she is.
Oh, Naja, no.
Naja drives so crazy. I mean, all she had to do was to go to the corner store with her, and I felt like I was in the Fast and Furious. It was insane.
No, when we went to go get Kent.
Oh my gosh, me and like was holding on to each other.
Baby, Naja drove me to Philly.
I couldn't. I would
on the
go crazy.
way back, I said, don't even worry about it. Go ahead and get in the passenger seat.
I would go crazy. I would have to drive 30 miles per hour just to get myself back home because this is not to drive crazy. And when you know what, when our sister first moved back to South Carolina from New Jersey, Trina drove the exact same way. Believe it or not, she still drives crazy, but she got a little better.
She a beast.
She drives really, really good.
She can drive any type of car.
She was driving crazy, just like them. She got a little better since she gained her discussion sense in South Carolina, but that heifer still drive crazy too.
Still drive like
she
a
still got all that Jersey instilled in her. I promise you, she crazy too.
Our mother too, because I was riding with mommy today. We went.
She another one.
We went to IHOP, and while we were driving, like she was doing 10 things, and she drives out into traffic, and I'm just sitting over there like,
listen.
But she got the whip.
She another one. But when she get in the car with me, she'll sit here and she'll tell me, you want me to drive it? No, I got it.
If you ever want to know if I'm scared for my life.
Never. Go ahead.
If you ever want to know if I'm scared for my life, if somebody is driving, just look over. If I'm holding on to the Lord, he's on the car.
Pressing my imaginary brake.
Yes. Oh.
But I want to backtrack a little bit. Brittney said her mother will ask her, do you want me to drive? And they never asked me if I want her to drive.
Yeah, well, that's if we like around certain like Columbia or somewhere like that. But every time, like, say if we had to travel, like, you know, when we went to Kiara's school or whatever, stuff like that, to Virginia, if I have to get in the car with mommy will make me drive. She'll be acting like all of a sudden she handicapped.
Oh, she good.
Like she can't do nothing. Like I got my kids, I don't gotta drive. Yes, you do.
And she drive for a living. That's the crazy part.
Yes, y'all. Like she work and she do that on the side.
But
like,
I guess you know all them years because she used to drive us to Jersey, no problem, all by herself.
Her and daddy, like
yeah, and now she making us pay for it.
We want to drive y'all like now. We like Mike said, we be ready to jump on a flight and go somewhere. She will still to this day right now be ready to take a road trip like out of nowhere. They be looking at her like, no, we tired.
That's the differences in generations.
I promise you, she be ready to go on a road trip anywhere.
So look at Papa. Papa's still driving. He will get in the car and come down south.
He will drive.
At the drop of a hat. And some people like driving. Listen, this job that I work right now, they drive everywhere. We go to court, we take out a vehicle, and, you know, they take turns driving. I ain't never once volunteered. And I don't plan to volunteer.
You ain't driving yet?
No.
Girl, I don't blame you. But you know what? You are strong because you know me. I don't like people driving me. This is like one of y'all. I'm used to y'all driving me. But if it's anybody else, I don't like people driving me. I would have been fired a long time ago.
It was weird at first because I did it my first week. And I didn't know nobody. You know, I still don't know them like that. But I only been there 2 months. But it's just the fact of they take some long trips sometimes. We go to near Charlotte, you know. On the 9th, I'm going to Chester. We go to Bamberg, Barnwell. I ain't driving.
I don't blame you. So when you get to the point where you be driving your own, would you drive yourself?
Yeah, I gotta wait a year. So I jump right in the back seat.
Yeah. Overall, you guys, I think our discussion for today was really, really good.
I think so.
You know, having a big family have its benefits.
And it have its doubts.
Yeah, that too. Because the good come with the bad, the negative come with the positive. Because there's always going to be a downside to certain stuff too. But grateful for our family, how we are. And
I wouldn't trade them for the world.
I wouldn't. These heifers get on my nerve, but I wouldn't trade them.
I'm telling you.
Definitely get on my nerves, but I wouldn't trade them for all the tea in China.
Because if I could, let me tell you something, baby. I don't care whose sister it is. I'm gonna go to your house. I'm gonna knock on your door. I'm gonna come and I'm gonna lay down if I need to. It don't even matter. Like
that's it. That's all.
It don't even matter.
But I'm not going to say that because today Brittney tried to bully me into coming to my house, and I told her my house ain't home right now. And it's not.
I don't know why she keeps saying that.
Because it's not at home.
She keeps saying that, but whatever I needed to come in for, she brought it to me anyway. So it don't even matter. But I would definitely like.
Did you just try to check me in a roundabout
Definitely
way?
Definitely did.
In closing, I guess it's safe to say, growing up in a big family is not for the weak.
It has its pros and cons.
It has its pros and cons, but we wouldn't have it any other way.
And
even though we were talking about different instances with other family members and being in our own bubble, we still love everybody just the same.
Yeah.
It's just different because now we are adults and now we can kind of see for ourselves.
That's good.
Yes, we can kind of see things for what they are. And if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if it does, do better. So in closing, we would like to say,
a Reegal you,
a Reegal me.
Let's create
this dynasty.
Bye.